Hello, race fans. Jimmy Mack coming to you from the third floor studio here at Turfway Park as we get ready to kick things off here for this wonderful Saturday program. 48 minutes to post here on this 8-race card. The poly track is fast here. We're just a week away from our signature day of the meeting. Next Saturday here at the track, special early post time as well. Day racing that day, the Jeff Ruby Stakes will take place here next Saturday, along with a full 12-race card, 6 stakes in all. So wonderful, wonderful event as always. If you have not purchased those tickets, you'll want to contact 371-0200 to get those. They're selling very quickly. Now, race fans, in this 8-race card, the first race up in 47 minutes starts the early pick 5. Race 1, we recognize Tip Skinner for his 95th birthday. Now, in the first race, I think number 3, Sakar, is the winner. She basically lost all chance last start, and out of the gate, she was bothered at the gate. Got bounced around a little bit, and then kind of made a move, but she was caught wide. The wide part doesn't really bother me, but losing all chance at the start does. Now, this one is in a 1 in 6 months back again, same distance, 5.5, I think, with a clean break. She can get paid tonight. Now, the early money was coming in on the 2 Bruce Tooney Toss. I like her. She's coming first off the claim here and has waited out the jail time to run back in this restricted in 6 months condition. But she's drawn to the inside, and now 5.5 furlongs, it doesn't affect him as much, in my opinion, as it does the 3/4 or 6.5 distance. But I'm going to go against the favorite just because I think there's a little bit of pace scenario set up here that one could falter. So I'm going for number 3, Sakar, as my top pick. I'm going to use a long shot for second. Number 6, Here's the Call, for Rolly Aragon. Now, this one has been racing in a 2 in a full year, comes in the 1 in 6 months, and those horses that she's been facing are tougher than anything in here. Rule Like Cleopatra, Rainwalker, You're the Reason, all of those are capable horses, and for those reasons, I'm putting her second. Third, I'm going to go for number 5, Sugar Candy Rose. She's going to be up and after the pace. I just don't think she'll stay on. She's there for about a half mile, it seems, then she starts to back pedal, but she has a check getter. She's been 7 times third in 30 starts, so I'm going to throw on the bottom of my tickets. I'm going 3, 6, and 5. Now, race 2 is a filly and mare starter allowance. It starts our pick 4, 14% takeout pick 4. We'll have a couple of tickets for those pick 4s up later on the card, race 2 and race 5. But race 2 starts the pick 4. I'll end up using 3 horses in here, and those are the 3 you'll see on the screen. The 5, 1, and 2. Number 5, Blame the Dream. This is another one I think is a little bit classier than most of the field here. Blame the Dream, 7-time winner. 5-time winner at the distance, 2 of those victories here at Turfway. Now, number 1, Munchies, was a dominant winner into her last start, where she stalked the pace and opened up by about 4, and that was an open 8 claimer. And this restricted starter event has Munchies 2.5 to 1 on the morning line, and she's drawn the rail with Rodney and is in search of 3 straight wins. Now, she's never been worse than second here at the track. I'm going to use her second. And for third, number 2, Tenacious Sally, another one that was a big winner, but that was a 1 in 6 months. That was a much easier race than today. There's a couple of horses in here still eligible for non-winners of 3. There's one that's eligible for a non-4. And then after that, you got Holy Cookie to the outside. She'll be coming late. She needs a lot of pace in the race, and she needs to be closing to the outside from off the pace. But I just don't think she'll get there. I'm going 5, 1, 2 in race 2. The third race is a 2 in 6 months claimant event for the boys. They'll go 6.5 furlongs. And in race number 3, there is a scratch of the 5, Brett's Boy. Didn't affect my handicap. And I think number 3, U.S. Citizen, is a standout. He's a 10-year-old that just keeps on ticking. 9-time winner. He's winless at Turfway in 8 starts, but I think he's found his friends tonight. U.S. Citizen with Rodney Prescott, my top pick here in race 3. Now, number 9, Wolfman Rocket, is interesting to me at 6 to 1. The 6.5 furlong distance, I think, will benefit this horse, as last start he was going 5.5 and just ran out of racetrack. So he gets another 1/8 of a mile tonight, and will be closing in. He is taking a step up in class as he's going in the 2 in 6 months. He's still eligible for a 1 in 6 months, but Wolfman Rocket does fit in here. Also, number 6, Northern Ranger. I think this horse is definitely going to be on the ticket here, 4-1 for Eric Foster and Joe Skates, with Malcolm Franklin, who's riding very hot as of late. 43 minutes supposed for race 4, and race 4 is another claimant event for horses who have not won a race in the last calendar year, and they'll go a mile. I think the two top obvious horses are the two to the outside, that being Copus and Mr. Hare. And they end up putting Copus on top. I think Copus will be able probably to get first run on Mr. Hare. Now, both of these horses, do fit here. I think they stand out. Mr. Hare's 3-1, and Copus is 5-2 on the morning line. I'm going to put Copus on top. I thought he may have needed that last race. He trains at a private training center in Henderson, Kentucky, and with that winter weather, I don't know how much they were able to train, but he was up and after the pace and kind of faltered that day, 7-1. Won't be anywhere near that today, but is my top pick, number 6, Mr. Hare. I'm going to draw a line through that last race, and if he runs any other race on his form, he fits right here. So Mr. Hare gets Malcolm up top. Malcolm, like I said, had a hat trick last night, as did Luan Machado, and I think he had a 4-bagger the night before and maybe a 3-bagger on Saturday. So riding very, very well as of late. For third, I'm going to go for number 5, Vitilago, a 10-year-old, taking the class drop here for Carlos Villasana, and I think this one will be up and after the pace and may hang around for a piece at a price. Fifth race starts the late pick 4. And race number 5, there will be a jockey change on the 6. We don't have that as of yet, but this is a wide open race. This is a race if you're playing the early pick 5 or pick 4, or even the late pick 4 for that matter. This is a race I think you need to spread if your budget allows you to. I would probably punch the all button. I mean, there's probably a couple you can throw out. I don't think you'll need to use the 6 or 7, but I'm gonna spread, in fact. But if I got to pick a horse on top, I'm gonna go for number 4 or 5, Arches. This one was a winner last start when dropping in for the $7,500 level. That was a pretty good race, and the horse seemed to have a little bit left in the tank. And Tommy Drury always does very well. He's currently 5 wins from 16 starts, so hitting about 30% there. And I'm going to put him on top for second, number 8, Let's Ride. Now, this horse looked like a winner last start, made that big move. I thought he was going to get there, but just couldn't get to Tom Bergen's Win Rhapsody. But Let's Ride, Matthew back up with the return call, and I think they'll fit very well in here. Now, number 5, Senior Wilbur. Matthew gets off this one to ride Let's Ride, but Senior Wilbur tries every time. This is another one that will be closing, and what I like about this one gets a 10-pound break in weight to the rest of the field going this mile distance. Senior Wilbur is going to be a bomb, and I think he has a big chance to be on the ticket. Race number 6 starts the final rolling pick 3. A sophomore maiden fillies, 15-10 to go 6.5 furlongs. Not a lot of form to speak of on any of those in here, and number 6, Snow Blossom, for that reason, is 6-5 on the morning line. She was second in each of her last 2. The time before, she actually faced the boys back in December, where she was just beat, and then came back against the fillies last start. And she was second, beating the link to Kelsey Danner's Thea B. We'll see her back in Thursday, Thea B. But Snow Blossom, I think if she runs a race, she's the horse to beat. Anything on any of these other horses that's raced, their forms aren't very well. I mean, you do have number 2 at Suco dropping in class, comes from a good barn, good connections. She's very well bred. She has a good rider. She just hasn't had any form. She just kind of runs around there. She's been beating double digits every time, but biggest drop in racing here, maiden special to a maiden claimer, and I'm going to throw on the ticket just only because of her trainer, and I'm going to go for number 5, Van Cleet, for third. This one hasn't proven that she can't run. She's a first-time starter, decently bred, and but does come from a barn that knows how to win and get a horse ready first time out, Wayne Minnock, and has some decent works down at Nelson Jones Farm in Ocala. She does show one here at Turfway back on February 6th. That was a 49-2 drill, second best of 9 that day. There's not much in this race. If she can run it all, and I'm confident Wayne Minnick, I have her ready, I'm going to use her. She's 8-1 on the morning line. Seventh race, a open 5 claimed event to go a mile, and this is a very, very competitive race for the nickel. I think any horse in the race can win, and I end up going with number 2, Mana Blues, as my top pick. Now, he's 11-time winner from 33 starts, 2 wins here at Turfway, 3 wins at the distance. I think he's a lone speed. Rodney's a very good rider, a very smart rider on the front end, and, you don't see him on the front a lot, but when he is out there, he's tough to get by. So, Mana Blues, the son of Ghost Sapper for Kim Hammond, on the big class drop here, I think gets paid tonight for the 12th time in his career. For second, number 5, taking the slow road. I don't know what happened to this horse last start. This horse was beaten almost 30 lengths, but last time he was in for a tag, it was at $8,000 level, and he ran out the TV screen and drops all the way for the nickel here last start. So I don't know. I'm going to take a chance. Maybe the horse has some issues. I don't know, but is taking the big drop in class. But he has back class, and if he can bring just probably his B- game, I think he can get to the winner's circle here. For third, number 3, LaFlo, my Lax Bro, a 5-time Turfway winner, won a 2 in tonight for trainer Steve Cahill. And Sammy Bermudez up top. This one raced the last start and just kind of threw a clunker, but the time before was a winner for the nickel, and time before that was third, beating 8 lengths, 2 taking the slow road. So I think he's in with a chance. He's going to need a hot tempo because he's going to be far back. Will be closing late, but a very wide open race. I'd hit the all button if you could, but I'm going 2-5-3 as my top picks. 8th and final race, a maiden claimer for the girls to go 6 furlongs. I think there's a horse in here stands out, number 5, Divine Diva. She ran here coming in from Gulfstream Park West down in South Florida and made her poly-track debut for the 15 down to 10. She was a fast-closing third, beating 4 lengths, and off that effort, trainer Alexis Cordero Lopez has opted to enter her in to the bottom claiming race. And, I think she fits very well here. She's a versatile sort. She can go the front or she can stalk, as you see she did last time. But I think her 18th start tonight will be her maiden breaking 1. Now, number 8, Enzio, is a daughter of Regal Ransom. She's pretty well bred and comes from a pretty good barn of Marat and Cal. He's definitely one that's capable of getting one ready first out. I'm going with her just because of the connections, the breeding, and because those reasons I'm using her. I don't think there's anything else that's been racing in here that can has very much form other than the 5. Now, you can make a case for the 11, obviously, easy bonus. She's drawn all the way to the outside with De Leon. She's been second in her last 3 starts. All 3 starts over the poly, she's been second, twice for 5, then last start in behind Paul Garcia's Talk Game where she was second. I'm going to use her third, though, 5-8-11 for me. Well, 35 minutes of post-race, fans. We'll be back on here prior to the second race, and we'll take a look at that early pick 4. Good luck tonight.